Welcome back, everybody, to the Jacksonville Jaguars franchise here on Madden 21 for the PlayStation 5. As today, we've got ourselves a pretty big game. It is a non-conference game, but we are facing off against the Dallas Cowboys, who are 8-5. They're a very tough team. We are 8-5 as well, so it's definitely going to be a really exciting battle. If the season ended today, we would be the 2 seed, facing off against the Cleveland Browns in the first round. We could have a rematch of last year's first round game, which obviously ended up being probably the most exciting game of the series thus far, in which we ended up beating them pretty much at the last second. We do have a big injury decision here involving tight end David Njoku, who is back next week, which is very good, but we do have capable backups behind him. Daniel Romer has been fine in Njoku's absences. We've also gotten to see a little bit of Simba Azikiwe, the rookie out of Duke. So we will not have Njoku back early. We don't want to risk his injury, and he'll be back next week. Now I have a very quick prospect profile here. We're going to be taking a brief look at some of the quarterbacks, running backs, and receivers who unexpectedly declared for the NFL Draft. We already took a deep look at these positions, but there are players who were not expected to enter the draft, but are in the draft, and that's why we are looking at them here. The first one is redshirt sophomore quarterback Keith Fleming out of Westlake. Fleming is a super talented player. He has all the physical tools. He has incredible mobility, great speed. He has a cannon for an arm as well, and had an awesome season this year for the Hornets. In his lone season as a starter, he led Westlake to the national championship game, and he played very well in the Natty, completing 21 of his 25 passes. He also completed around 70% of his passes throughout this season and showed massive improvements as the year went on. However, he is only a one-year starter, so he doesn't really have that experience. He doesn't have tape beyond this season, so you may have to develop him a little bit, and there are some minor questions with him, but he has all the physical tools to be a great quarterback in this league. Fleming is currently the 3rd projected quarterback to go off the board this year. Let's take a look at the 4th projected quarterback. This is Jesse McKenzie, a redshirt junior out of Stanford. I'm not as surprised he declared, considering he only had one more year of eligibility, but I didn't think there would be a good chance he would stay at Stanford. Regardless, McKenzie's a very interesting pro prospect. I think he's a pretty well-rounded quarterback. He has a lot of good ability. He has good arm strength. He has pretty good accuracy, specifically in the short and medium game. And he has a nice level of mobility, too. So I think he's very well-rounded, and teams are going to like him. We're going to briefly look at running back. There's only 2 guys here, both from Westlake. The first one being Marlon Chavez. He's a very interesting receiving back. Played wide receiver at high school. Is kind of like a fringe running back receiver, but he never got a ton of playing time with the Hornets. And another guy who didn't get a ton of playing time is Drew Harris, who's more of that between the tackles, elusive type of runner. Neither of those guys really got their chances at Westlake, but I am curious, specifically with Chavez, to see what they do in the NFL. Now let's take a look at the wide receiver position as we see Missouri's Malik Moore. Moore is probably a fringe first-round pick at this moment, but I think he's a super interesting player. He's a great separator, and what you need to do in the NFL as a modern-day receiver is separate well, and that's something that Malik Moore really shines in. He has good hands as well, and he's quite athletic too. He can stretch the field, he has good speed, good quickness, and I think he's a very well-rounded, do-it-all receiver. There are a few Westlake receivers in here, including the physical Lewis Venice, who never really got his shot at Westlake, declared after his redshirt sophomore season. But the interesting Westlake receiver in here, who had a lot of collegiate production, is Dale McBride. McBride just finished up his redshirt junior season, and he was awesome this season. Him and quarterback Keith Fleming had a great chemistry, and it seemed like those two were very natural with each other. McBride is a freak. Has explosive speed. No defensive back is going to beat him in a foot race. 27 touchdowns in 3 seasons. He has the knack for the end zone, and he was incredible the first half of this season. Kind of slowed down a little bit, but he was great the first 6 or 7 games. He primarily played from the slot, and I do think with his size and his athletic build, he should be able to play the outside, but didn't really get to play there at Westlake, and he does have a fumbling issue. That was cleaned up a little bit as a junior, but McBride needs to take better care of the football when he has the football in his hands. So that will complete today's prospect profile. I think next episode we will be looking at linebackers and corners, and then that will do it for the prospect profiles this season as we enter the upcoming NFL draft. I do want to give you guys a quick little standings update. The Bengals currently lead the AFC North. They are 9-4, projected to finish with the top seed in the AFC. We are 8-5, a game ahead of the Texans. Remember, we do have the head-to-head tiebreaker over the Texans, so if we win today and the Texans lose, then we clinch the division, which is very exciting. Bills currently lead the AFC East. Chargers and Chiefs very close with each other for the West. The Chargers started off 8-2 but have lost 3 straight, and we play the Chiefs in Week 17. The Minnesota Vikings, led by quarterback Preston Garrett, lead the NFC North. The Atlanta Falcons are the only team to clinch a playoff spot after they were the worst team in the NFL a year ago. The NFC East has all 4 teams above 500. Remember last year, all 4 NFC East teams made the postseason, and there's a realistic possibility that happens again. Seattle, by the way, leads the NFC West. And meanwhile, looking at the worst teams in the league, the Bucs are currently winning the Aiden Kent's sweepstakes. The Steelers look like the best non-QB needy team who's picking early. So I think there's a good chance Carter Westwood, the top non-quarterback in this draft, could end up in Pittsburgh, which is wild because Carter Westwood's brother, Stephen Westwood, is the Steelers quarterback. So Stephen and Carter could be reunited yet again. Man, that would be a lot of fun having Stephen Westwood throwing passes to wide receiver Carter Westwood. I really hope Carter Westwood ends up in Pittsburgh because that would be so much fun. So now it's time to look at today's opponent, the Dallas Cowboys, led by quarterback Dak Prescott. In this series, Dak has been an absolute machine. Last year, 38 touchdowns, the year before 33. And this year, he's already at 27 with 3 games left to go. So Dak Prescott has developed into probably a top 5 quarterback in the NFL at this point in the series. In the backfield with him is Ezekiel Elliott, who with morale is a 99 overall. Zeke has already ran for 1,400 yards this season, has not fumbled it. And, Zeke is just an absolute machine. He's going to be a problem for our defense. Their receiving trio is also very good. Obviously, Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb at the top. But you can't forget about former first-rounder Quincy Ogunbowale, who has superstar X Factor, and he's had a really good year for them. The Cowboys also have a great offensive line, Zach Martin, Tyron Smith, Lyle Collins, but their defense is a little bit shaky. They do have some good players, including former Westlake cornerback Richard Richards, now in his second year in the NFL. They have some very good defensive players like Jalen Smith, DeMarcus Lawrence, but their defense as a whole isn't very deep. Obviously, Leighton Vander Esch is no longer on the Cowboys because he is chilling on Jacksonville's injured reserve. So let's get this one underway. Week 15 action in sunny Jacksonville. The 8-5 Cowboys taking on the 8-5 Jacksonville Jaguars in what should be a very exciting game of football. So without further ado, let's get this one underway. It'll be the Jaguars starting on offense today. Koko Nwosu coming off probably his worst career game last week against the Eagles, so he's going to try to rebound here. First down, it's a short pass for Laviska Shenault down the field. Welcome to the ball game, everybody. A 72-yard touchdown on the first play from scrimmage by Laviska Shenault. That's one way to kick things off. The Jaguars trying to start this game off hot. Their offense struggled early last week against the Eagles. Really didn't play well at all until the fourth quarter. So they wanted to start this game off quick, and they certainly did. Dallas now quickly gets the football as Dak Prescott connects with CeeDee Lamb. For a gain of around 16 yards, Zach Martin injured on the play. Normally that'd be a pretty big deal, but Martin's injury is minor, and he will return to the game shortly. Following play, Dak finds a wide open CeeDee Lamb. He had miles of room to run there. It looked like the defenders were socially distancing themselves away from him. Dak now on first down trying to get it back to Lamb, but he's picked off this time by C.J. Henderson. Henderson with his 5th INT of the season, 2nd in as many weeks. And the Jaguars have started this game off very well on both sides of the ball. And we're only a minute in. 3rd and 8, short throw here for Chark. And DJ Chark with a nice play after the catch, bringing it to the 34-yard line. And the Jaguars appear to be clicking on all cylinders. Chark now over 1,000 yards for the 4th straight season. And right as things are going well, they're not going well. Tedrick Thompson with the interception, wrapped up at the 40 by Coco, hustling to make that tackle. Both quarterbacks have already been intercepted the first 3 minutes into the game. Dallas needed some sort of momentum, and that's what they get there. Now from the 22, it's 3rd down. Dak looking to throw it. Short throw for Quincy Ogunbowale, the second-year wideout out of USC, bringing it to the 7. 2nd and goal now. Dak hands it off for Ezekiel Elliott. Feed Zeke, as Zeke finds the end zone for the touchdown. And the Jaguars allow the score there to the shimmying Ezekiel Elliott. Tied at 7 now. About 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. 2nd and 4 from around midfield. It's a short throw for Daniel Romer, who gets 10. And the Jaguars offense appears to be doing pretty well once again on this drive. R.J. Ewell gets the toss on 1st down. Nice tackle, though. Forcing a loss of 4. That was Richard Richards who brought him down. And now it is going to be 2nd and long for Jacksonville. Coco under pressure, and he is sacked. Jalen Smith coming off the edge in a hurry, making the play. Smith not known as a pass rusher, but he makes a great play there. 3rd and 20. The Jaguars are trying to get in field goal range as Casey Shock gets around 10 yards. The Jaguars could go for the 56-yard field goal, but with the wind coming towards them, that might not be a great idea. So they will go for the punt rather than trying to do anything crazy. They could have gone for it, too. They weren't in 4-down territory. As that will conclude the first quarter. Tied at 7, we've got ourselves a pretty fun battle thus far. 2nd and 9 now for the Cowboys as we open up the second quarter up the middle for Dak. He connects with the tight end Blake Jarwin, who's hit very hard by Ronnie Harrison. Harrison was celebrating after the play as if the Jaguars didn't just allow a 20-yard pass. Following play, tight end in motion. He will move from the right to the left as Dak hands it off up the middle for Ezekiel Elliott. Has a few blocks, breaks the tackle from Harrison, and is lit up by C.J. Henderson, but not before getting a big run. Jacksonville's run defense was so good the first half of the year, but they have not looked the same since. They struggled last week against Miles Sanders and the Eagles, and so far Zeke is doing quite well. Jacksonville does get a nice stop as Dak is hit by Josh Allen, forcing an incomplete pass. So on 4th and 9, the Cowboys are going to be forced to attempt the field goal, but it's short. The 53-yarder is no good, and this game will remain tied at 7. So the Jaguars do end up getting the stop. Their offense now with the ball with around 6.5 minutes to go in the half. 3rd and 6. Coco trying to go deep. It was right in the hands of a linebacker, Jalen Reeves-Maben, who should have intercepted it. Jacksonville lucky that they did not turn the ball over on that play. Dallas now with it, 3rd and 5. It's broken up deep by Zaire Wiggins, and both offenses are really starting to struggle. This is turning into a defensive battle. 3rd and 19 after a penalty for the Jaguar offense. Coco's pass goes out of bounds, and the defenses are continuing to dominate. Another 3rd down. This time it's 3rd and 1 for Dallas from around midfield. Handoff for Zeke, and he is stopped on the play. K'Lavon Chaisson brings him down. Chaisson having a very good season. He has continued to show a lot of improvement in his NFL career, and he's now one of the better pass rushers in the game. 2nd and 1 for the Jaguars. It looked like Coco was trying to run for the first down, but he's caught by DeMarcus Lawrence, his 10th sack of the year. Coco loses 2. 3rd and 3 now, and Nwosu under pressure, taking a shot deep for Dobbins. It was in his hands, but incomplete. The Cowboys now have the ball with 41 seconds to go in the half. Neither team has used a timeout yet, so the Cowboys have an opportunity to drive downfield, do some damage, as Ezekiel Elliott wide open on the wheel route. He gets 35 yards. Devon Hamilton hurt on the play. He would return to the game shortly for the Jaguars. Following play, 34 seconds to go. Dak connects with Ezekiel Elliott once again, who hurdles Zaire Wiggins and is brought down at the 38. Now from the 30, it is 2nd and 2. The Cowboys are in field goal range. Nobody in the backfield with Dak as he's going to look to throw it. Going to take a prayer for the end zone, and it's caught. C.D. Lamb just told Ronnie Harrison to C.D.'s nuts. Touchdown for the Cowboys. What a throw by Dak Prescott, and an even better catch by Lamb, mossing Ronnie Harrison. An incredible catch for CeeDee Lamb, and the Dallas Cowboys will take the lead going into the locker room 14-7. The Jaguars offense has not moved the ball well at all. Other than that touchdown on the first play of the game, the Jaguar offense has done pretty much nothing. Dallas's offense hasn't been a whole lot better for the most part as we now enter the second half. The Cowboys will kick the second half off with possession of the football, so they've got themselves a chance to really break this game open. 2nd and 7, handoff for Zeke, and he is stuffed in the backfield by Miles Jack, forcing a loss of 2. Quiet game so far for Jack, who is in the zone now. That's pretty good news for the defense. 3rd and 9, Dak trying to go up the middle. He gets Cooper, but the ball is broken up. Nice hit by Josh Jackson, who did not play well last week. Jackson had a few costly penalties, but he makes up for them. And the Jaguars have the ball back. 3rd and 4, another stalled drive as Coco's pass is going to be incomplete. Another shaky game for the most part today for Coco, who hasn't looked as good in these past couple of weeks. 3rd and 6, Ogunbowale wide open up the middle of the field. He gets it to the 43-yard line. Very nice play by Quincy Ogunbowale, who's been in the slot for the Cowboys this season, and he's done a great job. 3rd down, Dak throws it away, so another stop for the Jaguar defense, and their offense has it back. Handoff for J.K. Dobbins here on 1st down. He makes a nice play down the field, gaining 19 yards. And you'd have to think there's going to be a sense of urgency with this offense. They haven't scored since the very first play of the game. So, I mean, something has to change if they want any chance of winning. 2nd and 4, short pass from Coco over to Dobbins, who gets it to the 41-yard line. And it looks like Jacksonville is starting to move the ball nicely. It's a pitch for Shock, who jukes the defender. Casey Shock, light years ahead of everybody else as he goes into the end zone for a touchdown. What a play by Casey Shock, the rookie out of Toledo, with his 4th score of the season. A simple toss by Coco, totally faking out the defense. I think they expected Dobbins to get the ball. Shock went 22 miles per hour on that play with the ball in his hands over 35 yards after the catch. What a touchdown by Casey Shock. And we're tied up at 14 with 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. 3rd down, Dak taking a shot deep for Cooper. It's incomplete, and we have a late flag. Pass interference on Zaire Wiggins. They called that flag awfully late. I don't know if I agree with that call in the perspective of Jacksonville at all. So Jacksonville kind of gets hosed by the officials, and Dallas would find the end zone. It's Blake Jarwin, the tight end, with the touchdown. And the Dallas Cowboys will regain the lead with 7 seconds to go in the quarter. And that would pretty much finish out the 3rd quarter. 21-14, Dallas on top, but this one is still far from over. Jaguars with the ball, 3rd and 6. Coco scrambling, short throw up the middle for Simba Azikiwe. A heads-up play by Coco, who found Azikiwe open despite really not having either of his first few options available to get the play. 1st down, completes it to Laviska Shenault. It didn't look like Shenault was his target there. I think he was trying to get it to Shark, but still a completed pass, so works out anyway. 3rd and 10 now from the 38. No time to throw it, and Onwosu is sacked by the rookie Kendall Matthews. Matthews was a day 2 pick, not a guy we went over at all in a prospect profile last season, but he's the current NFC favorite for defensive Rookie of the Year. The current favorite for AFC Defensive Rookie of the Year is right there, Julius Williams, who makes a nice tackle there on Blake Jarwin. Jarwin still getting the 1st down. 2nd and 7 now for Dallas as the pass is caught. Ogunbowale mosses Josiah Scott, bringing it to the 33. What a catch by Quincy Ogunbowale, who's played great. Look at the clock. There's only about 3.5 minutes to go. This 4th quarter has whizzed by. Dallas has really held the ball for a while, and what a run by Ezekiel Elliott to get the 1st down. That would have been such a huge stop for Jacksonville. They had like 4 guys near him, but nobody was able to bring him down. And Blake Jarwin on 2nd and goal will find the end zone. A very long drive by the Dallas Cowboys, finishing out as a touchdown. And Jacksonville needs pretty much a miracle here with 3 minutes to go, and that's a good start. Big pass up the middle for J.K. Dobbins, bringing it to the 45. 3rd and 10 now, 2:20 to go. Coco under pressure up the middle for Chark, who runs past the defender, and there goes DJ Chark to the house for a 45-yard touchdown. What a play after the catch by DJ Chark. The corner, Holton Hill, had no answer for him on that play, and Dallas has the football. 2nd and 5, 2 minutes pretty much to go, as Ezekiel Elliott with a big first down run, and that brings us to the 2-minute warning. The Jaguars having to start to call their timeouts. 3rd and 2 now from the 38-yard line. 1:52 to go as the Jaguars get the stop. Zeke Elliott loses 2. Julius Williams brings him down. Jacksonville calls for final timeout, but they do have the chance to win the game now. Let's see what Coco Onwosu can do. Onwosu's not had a great game. He hasn't been bad, but I wouldn't say he's been good either. 3rd and 3, 1:10 to go. Coco connects with Daniel Romer, who runs out of bounds for a gain of 7. Good first down to keep the drive alive. 3rd and 1 now. Onwosu looking to throw it again. He's under pressure, going to take a shot, and it's nearly intercepted by the safety. 4th and 1 now. The Jaguars have no choice to go for it, and they're going to run it. Just trying to play it safe and make sure they get the conversion as Dobbins gets the first down, but the clock will stop because Brandon Linder is hurt. It's not good news if the starting center is out, but it does stop the clock. 36 seconds to go. Coco on first down, trying to scramble with it. He wants to run out of bounds, but Jalen Smith makes an incredible play, and now we're down to 6 seconds. Coco throws it away because the Jaguars just want to have time to set up a play, or I guess pretty much a Hail Mary. This is it. 3rd and inches. Coco's Hail Mary does not reach the end zone. Nearly caught by Daniel Romer, but it wouldn't have really mattered. That is how this game ends. The Dallas Cowboys get the win, 28-21. The Jaguars gave a good fight at the end, but lose their 2nd straight game and will fall to 8-6. Brandon Linder does not have a serious injury, thankfully, but the Jaguars do have a pretty big injury on the defense, which we will talk about in a little bit. Coco Onwosu did throw for 3 touchdowns, but I don't feel like he was at his A game. Only completed 56% of his passes, especially in the first half. He just wasn't all that good. Dak and Zeke were both very solid. Dak had a good performance. Ezekiel Elliott with 113 yards on 26 carries. Blake Jarwin scored twice. We just continue to not be able to stop the tight ends. Laviska Shenault led us in yards. Chark and Shock close behind. But the pass rush was really interesting today. So Dallas had 3 sacks and we had none. Our defense had 6 sacks last week against the Eagles. We have one of the better pass rushes in the league, but we were sending absolutely no pressure today. So as I alluded to, we have a big injury on the defense. Miles Jack has a dislocated elbow. He will miss the remainder of the regular season, and the earliest he could possibly return is the Super Bowl if we were to make it. David Njoku is back healthy, though, which is good. The Texans just won their Week 15 game, which means we are now tied for the division lead. We do have the head-to-head tiebreaker, but that's not good news. We should still make the playoffs even if we don't win the division, but if we lose out, we might not make it. So that will end today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Next time we face off against the 5-9 Tennessee Titans and what could be a must-win game for our playoff lives. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'm out. Peace.